Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography. I'm Jason. With me is Tim,
Hola.
Colquitt,
How you doing?
and our special guest Bill. We are ranking Rise Against studio albums, and today we are talking about the Black Market. With a brief... No, we're not having that bullshit. Alright. If you haven't seen the previous album rankings, check out the playlist link below to catch up on them. It would also be a huge help to us if you hit that subscribe button to help us reach our goal of 500 subs.
Whoa.
If you like this content, be sure to hit the thumbs up as well. Really helps the channel out. With that out of the way, let's take a look at our current rankings for Rise Against. For those of you that didn't watch the previous videos, we still all have a different number one, which is still kind of cool.
Kinda. Yeah.
Let's
And
see.
we'll all have different number nines too, I'm sure.
At the rate we're going, yeah. We will.
Maybe.
Looks like it.
Maybe. Stick around to find out. All right. In-game. Who wants to talk about that one? Or, sorry, the Black Market. Who wants to talk about that one first?
Oh, I can talk about Endgame again.
You'd rather talk about in-game?
Okay. Good, cool. I'll go first then. I listened to this twice and I don't remember it. I remember the Eco Terrorist in me was really fun, and Methadone made me cringe, and a lot of the rest of the record I don't remember at all. Like it's very like this is their radio rock record if I've ever heard it. Like this one, like every song there's background vocals on half the songs. It's just very made for radio. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't think they were particularly successful at it, I guess, because I don't remember a lot of this record at all, to be fair.
So, I remember when this came out, I hated this fucking record. Joe hated it. Everybody hated it. Like, I was done with Rise Against. Like, I still bought the vinyl, and I was off the Rise Against train. I was never going to get another RPM or Suffer. By that point, I would have been happy with another Siren song.
Yeah.
But this is where my color code thing comes into play.
Oh.
Where some things change. So, going back and listening to it over the past couple years, actually, it's slowly grown on me.
Dog disagrees.
Yeah, she usually
That's like the
does.
call out bullshit.
Yeah, dude, like Cora don't take no guff, but Jesus Christ, that was unnecessary, man.
Look at this. All right. This record grew on me. The great die-off, fantastic opening. It has that sense of urgency in the soaring background vocals. And the bridge / third verse does some interesting things. It's probably the weakest opening so far in the catalog, but it's still okay. I Don't Want to Be Here Anymore. That it grew on me. It was another Help Is on the Way, hit single, whatever. Tragedy in Time, though, is top tier. I'm not fucking sorry. It's more experimental and out of the norm for Rise Against, that you can't help but like it. It's one of their most poppiest songs, but the lyrics make it great. It's like Green Day's Still Breathing. It's the message that's important. It's a fucking great song. The Black Market, can't help but smile when you hear the chorus on the title track. It's so different than anything these guys have done up to this point. The Echo Terrorist to me, this one could easily fit on the first or second album, no problem. It's fucking great. Give me more of this any day. Sudden Life, I hated it when the album came out, but it's one of the ones that has grown on me a lot. It has this 80s George Harrison thing going on in the verses. Tim sounds really good on the album, but my only complaint is that the chorus doesn't pack any punch, but the verses are super cool, and that's like most of this album and most of their later career is they just don't have that punch anymore. I love Beautiful Indifference. Joe's bass carries this one. The tempo changes on the back half. Methadone, for a dude who's been in a long-term relationship for many years. Tim can write those relationships as shaky songs. Some great lyrics in Methadone. Zero Visibility rocks. Great riffs from Zach. Kind of has this biker bar feel to it until it goes into this beautiful chorus. And there's a fun instrumental section. Like I said, it's grown on me. Awake Too Long. Really like the drumming on this one. I hadn't really talked about Brandon's drumming much, but he's super fucking confident and carries a lot of Rise Against songs. People Live Here is not a hero of war or a swing life away, but it's still really good and sadly just as relevant 10 years later, especially with what's going on now. Bridges, love Bridges, better closure than Endgame. That line, we built the bridges we now sleep under. And the B-sides, they're always great. They're usually better than most of the album, but yeah. The black market's grown on me, I'll say that.
It sounds like it. that was very positive. That was nice.
And
Well, I'll agree with both of you that the Eco Terrorist in Me is a great song. And then I'll agree with Jason. I think the best song on this album was Zero Visibility.
Is that the George Harrison one? No, that's the Michael Barr one.
But then agreeing with Colquitt, the rest of this is kind of forgettable. People Live Here was the one that made me cringe. And again, I wonder if you're, if you're a big rock band and then you write, more than words, what do you do after that? And at this point, we've had that formula appear on a couple albums. And so now I'm starting to wonder if they're actually trying to just write a hit.
Like, for me,
and not even a rock hit, like a pop hit.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they're AC/DC of punk rock. It's starting to track for me. Like, a lot of their lyrical imagery and stuff, it's very of the moment and also very, it's not like secret or symbolism or anything. It's like literally just taken from the immediate culture at the time. So that's kind of something AC/DC did. That's why they had so many hits, is because they'd hear something cool and they'd be like, yo, that's a chorus. Let's do that.
Well,
Green Day does it too.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
One of my favorite AC/DC things is someone once asked Angus Young how it felt to have written 14 albums that all sound the same. And he stopped him and he corrected him. He said, excuse me, we've written 15 albums that all sound the same.
Yeah.
Gotta love that Aussie.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, I was thinking of AC/DC's career. I also thought of Slayer's career. Whereas if you're into it, you're into it.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, it's just kind of the same album over and over again.
Which this might be a topic for a whole video on its own, but that can be a good thing or a bad thing.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
A band like Dinosaur Jr., they can keep putting out the same album over and over again. I'll buy it every fucking time.
Well, it works for any band. If you buy it, great. I know people who love the last couple things Slayer put out. Am I one of them? No, it's just, they've done it before and they've done it better.
I mean, if Green Day were still around now, putting out Dookie over and over again, I'd still be buying them all. But
they kind of
they're out putting out American Idiot over and over again.
Now they're just doing American Idiot over and over again. But and I'm still
I would love to hear them put out Dookie.
So
it's the same thing with Pumpkins, man. It's like every record for them sounds different for the most part. But I really wish they'd write Siamese Dream Part 2 at this point. Give me something that I know that's good, and it's a weird thing to talk about the originality of certain bands.
Yeah, because then you get the flip token of that, where every Metallica fan could have asked for 72 seasons, and then you get it, and it's like, yeah, we've heard it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a
tricky line to cover. I get it.
It doesn't work for every band. Some bands you want them to push, and like Beck. Beck put out Morning Phases, and it's like Sea Change Part 2, and I'm just like, you already did that. I don't want another Sea Change. But to circle back around to Rise Against, I think because it's on topic. Rise Against is the exact of what we're talking about. How they've just kind of been trying to release Sufferer, and it gets watered down more and more.
Yeah,
but
we can even throw Jimmy Eat World into this. Little swimming pool that we're swimming in right now.
They changed a little bit. I mean, they had a little bit of variance.
Yeah, but
they were chasing that second hit.
I'd say, they were always chasing. They were always chasing that light.
Oh,
Yeah.
which was one of their albums. I think.
but I think this album's 10 years old now, and I think by this point I'm 10 years older. I'm like, this is what I'm going to get from Rise Against. I'm going to get the exact same album with just slight variations here and there, and I think I've come to be okay with that now in 2024.
Fair, man.
It's
And I think that's why I'm warmed up to the black market.
Yeah, and yeah, I'll absolutely endorse that. I get it. I absolutely get it. But it is what it is. We got to call it what it is.
Oh yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Yeah.
They aren't pushing any boundaries by this point in their career.
Nah.
A little bit on
and
Black
even
Market,
beyond
a little
that, they
bit.
haven't really identified like a signature sound.
I'll give them that. The black market does sound different than anything they did prior or after, like musically. They do a lot of experimental, interesting stuff on this record that they don't do again.
That would have been really good Foo Fighters songs.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is the Foo Fighters record for me, man.
This is the Foo Fighters record for me, for sure.
See, I think the next one is more Foo Fighters. But we'll get into that
I
one.
think Grey Wolves is definitely more Foo Fighters.
Well, yeah, we are going to get into it.
Wolves would be disc 1 of In Your Honor, and the black market would be the disc 2.
Oh, okay.
Just a little harder, I guess. I don't know. Fuck it.
Just plugged in.
Where y'all ranking it? Y'all didn't talk too kindly. I'm guessing it's number 7.
Well, Bill didn't say anything. What, Bill?
Oh shit! I forgot all
We
about
just
Bill.
hijack it. I'm so sorry. Your turn.
You guys are
I
more than
fucking love
fine.
this record.
You know, I don't get why everyone's just sitting here bashing this record. I mean,
Hey, I was
damn it,
defending
it's
it.
such a great album. Well, in all seriousness, though, it actually, I love, like Jason said, I love the start. The Great Die Off, one of their best openings, because actually that might have been my favorite song off this album. Which says something, as it does go downhill pretty quick for me. I don't want to be here anymore. I was listening to it, I'm like, oh, pop song, awesome. But let's say this is where they were definitely this was the transitioning album in my view to their later albums, where they're definitely, you can tell they're chasing a hit. That's all they're doing. This is, we've got our formula for how we're making an album, and we're going to cut, copy, paste, chart it, and move on to the next one. Release a few singles, hope those chart, and move on with our lives.
And did they?
No, they moved on to the next album and did the same thing over again.
Well, yeah, sure. But yeah, none of these singles were like big hits or anything off this one, right?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Well,
Okay.
I don't want
don't-
to be here anymore.
I'll
Was
be
a
here more.
single.
But did it hit?
I mean, it hit as
Were they
big
actually
as-
playing it?
I don't know because I wasn't listening to the radio.
So I wasn't.
Yeah, I don't
listening
think
to-
anybody was listening to the radio at that year. I think this was on the decline of this was one of those years where radio had, like, everybody was just listening to streaming at this point.
Well, even then, like,
Yeah.
oh, well,
Hey,
true.
somebody
Okay, but
Google the sales of it. I don't know. Like, how would you?
I got you.
I was already in my own little bubble by this point.
Yeah, I think this was the beginning of the bubble for most people, just chronologically for the music industry.
Yeah, I mean, Rise Against was already in part of my bubble, so
I mean, I was still listening to satellite radio in 2014.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
wasn't.
That was a big thing around that time. But
Yeah.
I outside of it work, like I never had it available to listen to. It was always like I had my iPod, I had my iTunes. I was buying the stuff I wanted to listen to, you know.
I was
like
already on hard drive, like
you know.
burn CDs.
So just because I took the time to quickly Google it to double check, so it didn't really chart at all on any regular charts. However, like U.S. rock, Canadian rock, and UK rock, actually Canadian rock, it hit number 5.
Yeah, it's weird they're from Chicago because I like the whole time listening to this record, I was like, these guys are pretty cool for Canadians, I guess. You know.
So I mean, that's it. But I mean, aside from that, their other singles, "Tragedy in Time" and "Eco Terrorist," they didn't do anything significant. And by
Okay.
that I mean, I mean, aside from UK Rock hitting 24 for Eco Terrorist, which is the only. Actually, it charted the UK Rock and UK Regular somehow.
Wait,
Did
they
Well,
put
and I
that
think
one on there?
Kerrang gave this thing a 5 out of 5, which
Let's
is
say
pretty rare for them.
UK Rock it charted 24, and UK Sales it charted 56, but didn't chart anywhere at all besides that.
I think
Another band that I was thinking of when I was listening to this too is a British band called Architects, and they're like a modern post-metalcore band, but they're very, very radio friendly at the same time. And I was thinking they're the new Rise Against in a way, because I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
I think to me this is like the Foo Fighters echoes Silence, Patience, and Grace. I think over time it will, in the Rise Against community, find its fan base, because it's not a hot topic to say this one sucks. Like, people don't like this album. So
You said hot topic.
yeah,
Hot Topic is the way that would rhyme.
But yeah, that's not a hot take at all. So
Right.
Word. I was worried,
No,
but
Yeah,
then
but this
everybody else
one's,
started talking.
I'll start off the ranking of this one all the way at number 7.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm gonna follow suit with that one.
Line me right up.
Look at that. We all agreed on something for once.
yeah, I mean, it's grown on me. This is where the color changing would have happened here. So we'll get to that at the end. I'll explain that.
Oh wait, are you gonna have a green and a low number?
What? No,
Oh,
I don't do that weird shit.
That one changed from red to yellow.
Gotcha.
Colquitt did that on the.
No, man,
that was a very first
record,
thing you
I don't
guys
like
did.
it. You know?
I mean, it
You
made
should
sense
listen.
when you did it. It made sense.
This is not a weird record, though. This is a very boring record.
All right, so this has been our discussion on Rise Against the Black Market. Let us know down below what your thoughts on rankings are, and come hang out with us in Discord and Facebook. Also, check out our Patreon for exclusive clips, behind-the-scenes footage, how to choose an artist for us, and more. Links below. Until next time, be safe, make good decisions.
Listen to La Tigra.